Hello everybody, Neo Sentience 1 here. I don't know if this is actually a response to the video, but Love Jesus Please has put up a video. I think it's entitled, Can Gay Christians Go to Heaven? And that brought up an interesting idea. So I figured, I'd go ahead and elaborate on that idea. So here's the thing. Can a gay person get saved? Of course. Sorry about the beeping. The batteries are low on the truck. Can a gay person get saved? Yes. Obviously. Any sinner can be saved. Now, will somebody continue in sin, whether that be adultery, fornication, homosexuality, lying, thieving, blasphemy, so on and so forth, after they're saved? No. I mean, we all struggle. I mean, we have flesh, we have desires, we have sinful urges. The seed of Adam contains the seed of sin. Now, as long as we are on this earth, we do have sinful urges. And yet when we are saved, we want to show God our love for Him. And we want to love Him the way He ought to be loved. And we are going to stop sinning. We are not going to say, hey, thanks for salvation, but, here I go, I'm going to sin right in your face. That's not love. So, will saved people stop? Yes, they will try their best. If they love God the way a saved person ought to, they will try their best to refrain from sinful desires. Like I said, whether that be homosexuality, adultery, lying, fornicating, thieving, blasphemy, so on and so forth. Now, here's a question. Can you still be... Okay, I guess the question is, if you're a murderer and you get saved, will you continue murdering after you're saved? No. Like I said, as long as we're on this earth, we still have sinful nature in our flesh. But when you love God, you will offer up any part of you to Him. And that's where salvation comes from. You surrender your entire self. You give your entire self to God. And in that anything that you want to say, well, that's part of who I am, that's something you got to give up, or at least be willing to give up. When you lay it all down on the altar, the altar of sacrifice, it's all. Anything that you hold back is going to prevent you from giving your life to Christ. The whole thing. It's all or nothing. You're either for me or against me, He says. So, are you for or against Jesus Christ? Are you willing to give it up if that's what it takes to get to heaven? Have at it, Anything of me, I used to lie a lot. I used to steal, so on and so forth. But I don't want to I don't want to hold on to that if that's going to keep me out of heaven. I don't want to put that as more important in my life. You have to give it all Jesus up. Christ. You can't hold anything back. Nothing. All or nothing. You want to hold on to, it's not gonna. Jesus said, "What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world, yet loses his soul?" So what's it going to profit you if you gain your sexuality or your sinful nature and you lose your soul over it? What does that profit anyone? It doesn't. Now, I know all the atheists out there are like, blah blah blah, Jesus, he was just a poet or whatever. No. He speaks the truth. That's just how things work. People get so caught up in legalistic language and think everything is so. Back to the main question. Sublime. Can a gay person become a Christian? Yes, of course. Can a murderer become a Christian? Yes, of course. Can a liar become a Christian? Yes, of course. So, why are we making a big deal out of homosexuality? Well, I think the reason it's a big deal is because a lot of people who are homosexual or homosexual sympathizers like to say, oh, that's just how I'm made. Well, guess what? We are all made with sin. I mean, it's a sin just as much as lying or stealing or adultery, fornication. It's all the same. It's all sin. We all are born with a sin. Homosexuality is no different. So, any gay people out there, you want to become a Christian? You're going to have to do like the rest of us. Lay all your sins down. Not just your homosexuality, but your lying, your stealing, your blasphemy, your disobedience, your idolatry, hatred. You're going to have to lay it all down. And once you're saved, and you'll know that you're soundly saved because you will be repentant and you will trust in Jesus and you will be growing in holiness. Once you're saved, you won't want to sin anymore. And will that mean you're not gay anymore? It might mean that you still have desires, but when you die to those desires, when you're dead to something, it can't affect you. When someone is tempted to tell a lie, they have to die to lying, and then lying. So when you die to your sins, your sins can't go to heaven. Let's put it this way. Can any sinner become a Christian? Yes. Can Christians go to heaven?